Can you hear me, people? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Shit. Oh, oh man, today is Sunday before Thanksgiving.
Yep, this is the day that the Lord has made.
Absolutely.
I'm rejoicing.
Absolutely. I've been in a fog for the last 2 days, people, so bear with me and understand that I'm sitting in here in a whole lot of pain and everything, but I want to get through this crap one way or another. Gotta
Well,
get it.
you got a standing ovation from me because I don't know how the hell you doing
Man, shoot. God, dog, shoot. In my whole leg, man, it just as hard as a rock. I don't know. But I can tell there's healing, though. I can tell there's healing. So, hey,
it. Good. No, you feeling,
yeah,
you know, you get your
yeah.
therapy tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I think next week I should be able to stand up without my crutches or my walker or anything, and I should be able to walk around and do my regular activity, to walk up and down the stairs or whatever, the way it's going. Because starting tomorrow, they're going to give me some electric shock treatments and stuff while I'm doing my exercise. They're going to be stimulating that muscle all in my thigh and my leg. They're going to have me wired up, man. Man said that'll speed up the recovery. They've been doing this stuff for a while now for all these athletes, so I guess they decided to bring it down to the regular citizens and let them have that speedy recovery. Cause guess what, people? We got anywhere between 10 to 14,000 people every day entering into our socialist system, Medicare, Social Security. These baby boomers are busting the door down. Bad knees, bad hips, bad elbows, bad hearts.
So y'all
And
bear
guess
with
what?
us.
Yeah,
Bear with
and
us.
guess what? And guess what? We finding out that we is the only developed nation in the world. Developed nation. Now remember what I just said. Developed nation in the world that doesn't have universal health care. Did y'all hear that, people? We the only nation in developed nation in the world that doesn't have universal health care. You go to Canada, you go to Europe, any one of those countries over there, and they got universal health care. Their citizens are taken care of, but we don't. We got to pay for it. A huge amount of money. We got to do something about this, folks. I mean, really, we got to
That's
do
how you
something
get
about
your
this.
billionaires, bro. That's the reason why they're not going to make it universal. You know, when I used to work for these insurance companies like Humana and United Healthcare, these CEOs was making, at that time, we talking in the 90s, at that time, they was making 20, $30 million. Who knows what they're making now? I don't even keep up with it no more now. But the thing is that the doctors, there's so much money in healthcare, it is absolutely ridiculous. And you can't even put your hand on it. The billing is, you can track it from there, and it's overpriced. But then you have the buildings that has to be built, the hospitals that have to be built, the clinics that have to be built, and all of those things. And most of these countries do not have 350 million people. You know, they have less than most of these countries only have less than 100 million people. So it's hard to, I guess, this is what they're saying. It's hard because it's too many people. But there's a way and there's a system, but it's too many people, And then, you got your lawyers, that make so much money on uh, healthcare. So there's so many people in on the deal, bro. And the fact that we even have a system that works for at least 70% of the people is amazing because it's all gobbledygook. It's all gobbledygook because they keep on exchanging hands. Some of these companies exchange hands, ownerships and control. Blue Cross Blue Shield, United Healthcare, on and on. But what I wanted to talk about,
What
these grifters.
before we leave here, right quick, people, right quick, and then Ted gonna handle it and stuff. Before we leave, right quick. I don't know if any of you guys realize, but there is something going on with a whole bunch of progressive organizations and black groups and stuff out there for Black Friday. Black Friday is a big shopping day for all these big companies, and there is a thing going on now where it's not going to last for the whole week. It's just for a couple of days and stuff to show these big businesses and stuff that we ain't playing. And it says we're going to do they're going to be doing something called "We Ain't Buying It."
We'll see if it works.
We ain't buying it.
They've been talking about it for a few weeks.
Oh, they have. Okay, well, I haven't heard about it until last night. We ain't buying it, and I want you guys to know we ain't buying it. Come
Well, we
Friday.
talked about it. We talked about it about less than a week ago because I was telling you the person who actually started this protest, I guess you would call it. It was the lady that does the black voters registration,
Who
and
was that? Who was that?
I can't think of her name offhand, but she's been going around all the YouTubers and even CNN all over talking to people about not buying it. And she mentioned, and like I said, she mentioned three companies, and I
Right.
can only remember
Amazon,
two.
Amazon, Target, and Home Depot.
Okay,
Yep.
so and she's been talking about that for the last several weeks.
Right.
But and I
And I
mentioned
guess
that,
yep. I guess one of them, Target and stuff, they really targeted them because of the DEI,
yeah,
diversity,
yeah,
equity, and
they've
inclusion.
lost they've
Yeah.
lost about $5 billion. That's the one that Pastor Bryant has been stuck on.
Right. And they supposed to have to give them some like you said, $5 billion and stuff, and they never gave the money up. So anyway, we ain't buying it. Go ahead, Ted.
Well, it and see, it's maybe you might can find the numbers. I haven't had a chance to look at them, but I'm looking at reading different articles of what's going on and how these Republicans are stealing, and I say stealing, all kind of tax money. Money that has been set aside for this and that, and they're using their cronies so they can get kickbacks for anything they do. Special contracts and here and there, and they just doing it right in front of everybody's face. And so much illegal stuff that's going on that these Democrats can't even keep up with it because a lot of them, they're into these, their district. They're trying to help their district. They're into all of this and all of that. But what the federal government, what these federal people are doing, Trump is spending money any kind of way he wants to. He got the Treasury, uh, you know, filtering money. He got that guy that's running the management, budget management, all of that. So he's sort of kind of like whatever he wants to do, they give him the money. They'll find the money for him. So I'm saying this is that these Democrats are not savvy people when it comes to money. You got a few of them, they say, hey, I'm taking advantage of this on the stock market. It's a big stink right now. A lot of these Republicans and Democrats are taking advantage of where to put their money in the stock market so they can get, a 10% or 20 or 30 or 40% return. And they've been making a lot of money off of that kind of stuff. However, the thing is that when, and that's, hey, that's something that they have to deal with. That's an ethnic thing going on. But when you start taking money, taxpayer money, and spend it all kind of willy-nilly in the kind of way you want to, and then giving all these little special contracts to your friends and family right out in the open, and then you get some kind of kickback from it, it's time to start investigating, but they don't have the power. However, I'm thinking like this, because see, I know Jasmine Crockett. When I say I know, I mean I know her by her words and her actions. There's a group of people out there on the Democratic side that's keeping track of all of this embezzlement. That's what it is. Hijacking. Now, in so many words, it's billions of dollars, but in so many words, it's really pennies, nickels, and dimes. Comparatively speaking of the monies that come in to the IRS. So it's hard for people to get their head around all of this thievery when there's so many other things that are not helping the working class people. Now, I'm going to say the 35% of the people in this country, maybe 40% are doing okay. Some of them might be, a couple of paychecks from whatever, but the point is, most of these people are doing okay because this is America. You can go out there and make money in all kind of ways. You got all kind of ways to make money online. You can get out there in the street and hustle and make money. You can do all kind of things. So a lot of these people are doing okay. But the point is that the working class, the everyday working class people who are doing essential works like cleaning up hotels and uh, waiting tables or working at fast food restaurants, working at these retail stores as making minimum wage. All of these people, they are working class people who barely can pay for rent and pay for their cell phones and pay for their lights. Insurance, these companies don't give these people insurance. They don't bring enough money in. All they are is servants handing out burgers, welcoming people at Walmart, stuff, stacking shelves. So it's hard for people to get their head around that how these people that are working class people, essential workers, because when I walk into a grocery store, if I walk into Walmart's or I walk into Publix or I walk into wherever, when I walk around there, all the shelves are full, nice and neat. Somebody was making $8 an hour or $10 an hour to do that. And all I got to do is pull it off the shelf, put it in my basket. And if you really, lazy, all you got to do is call them up. They'll fill up the basket for you and bring it to your house. But they don't have that luxury. They need assistance. Just like those airlines get assistance, subsidies, just like the oil companies get subsidies, just like the farmers get subsidies, and a whole bunch of other people get all kind of subsidies. These colleges get subsidies. Somebody got to pay for that research, and it's the taxpayer. But the first thing they want to do is they want to cut everything to help the people that's on those safety nets so that they won't be out in the street. There was a program on the other day, and this has been seemed like an ongoing thing because, they cut Peace Corps out, and a lot of these foster care children, they go through the Peace Corps because they learn trades and what have you, and then they have a trade to go to school. And some of them go to junior colleges, and they go to school to try to get a college degree. Their parents have abandoned them, or maybe their parents were drug addicts, or whatever the case may be. They're out there by themselves, 16, 17, 15 years old. And if people don't, if you're looking at that, that right there is a turnover from, you know, foster care to prison. If you don't watch how these people are assisted, once they turn 18, okay, you got to go. Bye. Some of them just go right out in the street and they ain't got no place to go. They ain't got no home to go to. They ain't got no relatives to go to. It's just that from we have so many nonprofit organizations that try to assist these children, these people, and even the working class. It, they can only help so many people because they only got so much of a budget, and then they probably have volunteers or they have full-time workers. They got to make a salary to do the work that they do to justify why they need a grant or why they need to solicit. So this country has a lot of things that are not fulfilling the American people to a large degree, and it's really mostly people of color. So how do we fix that? I have no idea, but there's always a solution. There's always a solution, but it shouldn't be as high as it is. We're talking 10 million people or more that's really doing bad, and then you're talking about another 25 to 30 million that's doing barely making it. So how we fix it, I have no idea. I know it's a lot of things you can do, but then you got the drug problem. I keep saying that you got the drug problem. So But I just want to say that they're stealing your money. They're stealing your money. And it should be going in the right places for the right reason people. And all these people, they're gonna have to answer to it. But I guess they say, hey, Wall Street got away with it. I guess they can too. You had Margie Taylor Greene had over $1.5 million loan from the government. They forgave her for her business. Oh, that's okay. You don't have to pay it back. It's a lot of people got those kinds of loans to keep their business going. That's okay. You don't have to pay it back. That was to keep this country going because without small business, this country will not work. There's a lot of small. President Biden, he bailed out so many small businesses. They was hurting when we had that shutdown, when we had the pandemic. He bailed out so many small businesses, ridiculous. And so many people, they forgave them their loans. Then of course, you had these shysters. Some of them was pretending that they had businesses and employees and all that. But for the most part, he saved hundreds of thousands, I dare say millions, of jobs and companies. And they was talking about, well, it caused a lot of inflation. Well, it saved a lot of jobs. It saved a lot of companies. But now you got people going in stealing the money and not using the money the right way. Biden said it himself. He said he should have had a closer look of monitoring that money and where it went. Because a lot of the times people come, they'll dial in for money and they're doing all really bad and they're saying I'm going bankrupt and I need a loan or whatever to keep this company going, and they send it out. They hired outside people to do that stuff. Money was flowing everywhere to help these companies stay in business. And now here we are, after they got all that assistance from Biden to keep their company afloat, their little small businesses, to pay their employees, gave them money to pay their employees doing nothing because we had that shutdown for a few months. And then this is the way the Democratic Party was treated, thinking that this man was going to make everything better. I'm trying to figure out what they think he was going to do. That's what I want to know. What do you think he was going to do when he was telling you what he was going to do? Before he got elected, he was talking about tariffs. Before he got elected, he was talking about immigration. Before he got elected, he was talking about giving these people these massive tax cuts. He told you that. Before he was elected, he told you he didn't want to support Ukraine. He told you that. He put it right out there, man. I was listening to his speeches. He told black people he wasn't going to do shit for them, too. He was against DEI. So I'm just trying to figure out what was so appealing to vote for this man or not to even vote at all. Because you thought that, Oh, there ain't nowhere in the world that he gonna get voted again. I ain't got to vote. He ain't gonna get back in. Maybe that was the attitude. Cause 90 million you all did not vote. And now you got us in this mess. You got us in this mess. You have allowed these, um, I don't know what you call them, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, white supremacist people to rise up and do and say whatever the hell they want to say. You got the poor Jewish people. All of a sudden, they being attacked, whether it's justified or not. I don't know. All I'm saying is that you all allowed it because you did not vote. And now here we come to 2026. And if you do it again and don't get your ass out there and vote, then this country is going to be it, well, Ed said it earlier. He said earlier this week, if we have a country by 2026. You got people fighting every day trying to keep this democracy going. And they fighting, they fighting, they fighting, they going to courts, they doing this, they doing that to try to keep this shit going so that we can have a country. And most of us, only thing you're concerned about, oh, I got to get to work and, I got to pay my bill. That's right, you got to do that. But it's your duty as a citizen to know what the hell is going on. It's your duty as a citizen to vote. Now, who the hell you vote for, that's your business. But if you vote against your own interest, shame on you. These Republicans showed you who they care about. And they sure the hell don't care about you. The only thing they care about is their own family, their little crony friends, and who can do something for them. If I do something for you, you scratch my back, I'll scratch your back. That's all they care about. But everyday working Americans, I see them all day because when I'm at the store, or if I'm somewhere out in the street somewhere, I see people every day working, doing their thing, trying to keep their livelihood. And this administration don't give a shit about you.
Well,
Tell me one thing that he said that he's going to do for the country. Tell me
you know,
one damn thing that he said that he was going to do for the country.
he said he gonna make America great again, and he's gonna make the farmers uh, business and stuff and everything the number one business in the world. He was gonna bring manufacturing and stuff back here to the United States. Now, he has some bold plans, but he didn't have any substance behind those bold plans because guess what? We want to bring manufacturing back here. We want to put our people to work, not have 1.5 million people and stuff on the unemployment rolls. We want our people back here. How do we do this? He decided that he wanted to use tariffs to do it. I'm gonna use tariffs to force people to invest into the United States. It ain't working. It has not worked. Matter of fact, it's created a big ass mess that we probably gonna never get out of it. But one thing, Ted, that's going on here that we are missing here, well, I'm not missing, but it's there, is that this thing that they've been investing in called artificial intelligence is going to create jobs. It's going to create jobs. But nobody out there, especially in the Trump administration and stuff, knows how to guide us in that direction to where we will be able to take advantage of this huge amounts of money that people are investing into artificial intelligence. They are building these huge data centers and stuff out there. Now, once those data centers get built, they have no idea and stuff what to do with them once they are built, because to get AI to work correctly, they're going to have to have they're going to have to figure out the people. There got to be people who are going to be working and stuff there, who is going to feed this data into these data centers so AI can be able to use it. And that job and stuff and everything, even in the smallest estimates and stuff, probably is going to create at least 1 million jobs, because we have so much data that's sitting out there that AI does not have access to. Huge amounts of data they don't have access to because they don't know how to go out there and find it and collect it. But you're going to need a human being to go out there, get the data, and input it into the data center. And they're going to need a huge amount of people to do that. That's where those jobs and stuff are at. But nobody is out there doing anything and stuff for it. They're not out there sending folks and stuff back to school and training them and stuff as to what is needed and stuff and everything for AI. They take advantage of all them billions of dollars and stuff out there that they are investing into artificial intelligence. Now, how do we do this? How do we get these folks and everything to think about, hey, we got something that we have to save this country and stuff? I don't know. I don't know how we're going to get folks to stop concentrating on Donald Trump and say that he is not the leader that we need to lead us to this way, and find somebody out there and everything who is going to direct what needs to be done and have the power and stuff in which to do it. I don't see any companies and stuff out there right now and everything who are capable of doing that, who are ready to do it. At least they haven't taken over the reins. All they're doing is snatching the money that's being invested into AI and putting it into their pockets. Moving forward, what do we do? What do we do? And like you said, there's a lot of people out there, big percentage of folks out there who are doing okay. They are doing okay. They are living. They're making money. They're still making money. They're capable of going out there and buying different products and buying new cars and fixing their homes up or whatever. But there are residual folks and things and stuff that are hanging out there that is going to really be a drag on stuff on our economy, a big drag on our economy. And it's
Wait a minute,
going
repeat
to,
that again. Repeat that again.
huh?
What you just said.
What?
What you just said.
I said that there are some existential things out there that are going to be a big drag upon our economy.
Now,
And
what
it's
do you mean
going,
by that?
when you have folks out there, say you got 30, maybe 40% of the population out there who are still working, who are still making money, who are still paying their bills, and they're not struggling paycheck to paycheck. If you've got bad things out there that are hanging around. It's almost like I got this big ass house, and it is okay on the inside, but the outside of it, the siding is hanging off. I got my HVAC system and stuff inside the house and everything needs some repair to it and everything, and I got a whole bunch of other stuff that needs to be done and stuff on the inside of my home that is going to be a drag and stuff on my money that's coming into my pocket, and that's what's going on with our economy and stuff out there. We've got too many people and stuff that's sitting out there who are homeless, who are going to be a drag on our economy because something has to be done with these people. We have to make sure that are they have a home and stuff to stay in because they are needed. When you have If we ever get back to the point to where people are coming back into our country and we become the same country that we were before Trump came into power and everything, we're going to need people out there. They got to clean their rooms. They got to do whatever's got to be done and stuff to register the folks and stuff into these hotels. Make sure the streets stay cleaned up. We have to make sure that we have the infrastructure and everything that's going to be okay. We have to make sure that our highways and our roads and everything, and somebody has to build those things. Those things and stuff are going to be a drag on our economy. I got a nice car, but I'm driving down the highway and I'm hitting these big ass potholes. Bam, bam, bam. And I'm tearing my damn car up. We have to get these things fixed. We have to be able to have the things that we need and stuff and everything so our economy and our country and stuff run smoothly. And if we don't have those things and stuff, it's going to hurt us. Almost like what we're talking about as far as our power grid. Nobody is out there getting that electrical power grid and everything done. We're still sitting out there talking about we're going to open up uh, huge tracts of land and stuff and in the ocean and stuff for people to drill oil or to get coal out of the ground. that that form of energy is dead. It is causing a disaster to our society, to the whole world. We need to clean those things and stuff up. Those are things that I'm speaking about that are hurting us and stuff now. We have to get our educational system back up to going where it was. We can't keep on letting that man sit there and gangster our universities and stuff and our colleges and stuff because these are places of higher learning. We can't keep letting this knucklehead go out there and tell folks and stuff and everything that they don't have to vaccinate themselves. Because when you open your mouth and you say, well, I'm going to tell people they don't have to vaccinate each other, then what happens and stuff is that if you have to go out and get a vaccination and everything, the insurance company says, well, the CDC or the Department of Health and Human Services says we don't need the vaccine, so we're not paying for that vaccine. We don't need that. We need to have something that's sitting out there that's working and stuff and make us going on. We need to make sure that our places and stuff where people are being healed up and everything are are free of germ diseases and bacteria and stuff that is happening right now that nobody's even talking about. There are germs and bacteria and stuff that are invading our hospital system, in our clinics or whatever. And since we don't have a Center for Disease and Control that is out there working and doing what they're supposed to be doing and everything, everybody in those hospitals and stuff right now, they are very, very afraid and stuff with what's going on. That they're going to create some kind of a bacterial infection and stuff that we don't have any control over, that we don't even know when it's happening. Those things are going on right now. Those things are going to affect those people out there who are working, who are doing okay, because they're going to have to get back out there and they're going to get sick, and they're going to be going to the doctors, and they're going to be going to the hospital. They're going to be driving on these roads. They're going to need the power and electricity. They're going to need the things that they have to have and stuff to maintain their lives. That's what I'm saying. And these things are going to be a drag on our economy. And we know, Ted, we can't keep on hiding these daggone people who are homeless. We can't. We can't keep on driving down these highways and stuff that they have stopped working on. We can't keep on crossing these daggone bridges and stuff that they are not going out there and inspecting and making sure they are safe. We can't keep letting these insurance companies and stuff not insure people and stuff, their homes, their properties, their cars, and raising up their insurance rates. We can't keep on doing that. We can't sustain that.
Well, I think that the movement, and this is just my speculation, and this is just listening to some of these governors, that they have come to the conclusion that they are the presidents of their own state.
Absolutely. They're going to have to be.
And they have to govern accordingly to your needs and what you have that's out there in certain states. Um, what's the problem with Florida?
Oh, man.
You know, think about that. What's the problem with Florida? Or what's the problem with Texas? Or what's the problem with New Orleans? I can only tell you about Florida. I can tell you something about California, a little bit about Wisconsin. But Florida here, what's the problem? Well,
You,
Florida is basically a vacation retirement state.
a serve that they serve people.
Yes.
They serve
And
people.
they make their money, this state makes its money on tourism. They count on billions and billions of dollars coming in because people want to go to beaches, people want to go to all of these different arenas that we have available, all of that. So Florida makes its money a lot depend on tourism.
Yep.
Now we do have maybe 25, 30 major manufacturing companies here in America, here in this Florida. But they're not real huge. A few Fortune 500 companies, the headquarters here. But the point is that what is their big, what is their big thing that is probably low on the totem pole? Education, education. That's now the one thing that's high on the totem pole is medical. I didn't say healthcare. I said medical because when you have, I don't know what the percentage is as far as elderly people that come here and retire because they come from the Midwest and all that and the East Coast because they want to live in warm weather. You have to have medical, and a lot of these people come with fairly good retirement insurance or and maybe Medicare and all of that. So we have tons and tons of hospitals, clinics, so people can go see their doctors for their ailments. You mentioned it earlier in the show. So the point is that that's a moneymaker
Mm-hmm.
for the state.
Big money maker.
Now, as far as the homelessness go here in this state, now I can't talk about southern Florida. I don't know a whole lot about southern Florida, even though my family lived there for years and years and years, over 4 decades. However, here in this area that I'm in, it's very little homelessness. I'm not saying there's no homelessness, but very little. And there are all kind of programs for homeless people. I have seen people pick up homeless people, and they are very good at first feeding homelessness. So, and a lot of these people that live here, they're retired, they work part time or do something, that they enjoy. The big thing is, they recreational is really big, boating, all that kind of stuff. So, so Florida's big hullabaloo is, in my opinion, is medical. But then when you have, the governor really, the state runs by itself. The governor really, the only thing he try to do is bring up little issues to try to stir up bullshit, like no more vaccines requirements. Just to stir up bullshit. You know, stop the Black history programs, just to stir up bullshit. You know, I have not seen not one thing that he's doing for this country, for this state. A lot of these people, each city, they do zoning and what have you. They done built tons and tons of condominiums and apartment complexes and all kind of developments, and because people want to live in a warm state. So, so when I look at this state, it takes care of itself. It basically takes care of itself, because when you got 25, maybe 35% of your residents are retired, living off retirement money, Social Security, whatever, you know, he don't have to worry about it. As far as the unemployment is going to be low. It's going to be low because there ain't a whole lot of people working. You ride around these streets during the day, bro. It's just as crowded as the busy hour. Because people going to restaurants, they're going to the mall, they're going to the movies, they're going to the beach. Now, I can't speak for Georgia, but I know here, that's the issue. There's no issue. There's really no issue.
It's got to be an issue because y'all got a problem down there.
Okay, give me the problem.
You got a bunch of homes down there that are sitting there vacant. People can't keep their homes and stuff going on. You got a hell of a high cost and stuff of homeowners and insurance and everything. You can't get policies and stuff and everything for people and stuff to, when they buy their homes. Their insurance policy and stuff on their home and stuff is just as much as the daggone mortgage is. So a whole lot of people and stuff down there cannot afford a daggone home and stuff in that state and everything because of that. You got the condominiums and stuff that are sitting down there on and that were built on land and stuff and everything that is caving themselves and stuff in. You've got uh, you've got your, like you said, your healthcare system and stuff down there needs some serious and stuff work and stuff on it because of the old people and stuff there. Somebody needs to get out there and decide and stuff what the heck they're doing. We ain't gonna sit down there and just take this man's advice and stuff and say, well, we don't have no health problem and everything. We don't need the vaccine. We don't need to do this. We don't need to do that and everything because it's going to create a problem and stuff down the road and everything for you all's healthcare. You guys gonna have to start working on bringing your tourism and stuff back up and stuff in there, which is a big money driver and stuff there in that state. Somebody needs to take the bull by the horn and say we screwed up. Trump and we let him come in here and screw this daggone country up, and he's also screwed us up down here. Somebody needs to open their daggone mouth and do like those governors and stuff did up there in the Northeast and stuff, and grab them daggone Canadians up there and say, hey, we sorry about what the hell happened. What the hell can we do to get you guys to come back down here and stuff and everything and enjoy Florida? Florida is a place for Canadians. We want you guys and stuff here and be serious and stuff about it and everything and make daggone sure that those people who come down there and everything feel comfortable and everything and that they are wanted. Those people and stuff in these foreign countries and stuff and everything. Somebody needs to get over there and start doing some campaigning and stuff and everything and say, hey, whoever has been coming over here, you all are welcome in the state of Florida. You ain't got to worry about paying no daggone $500 for no goddamn visa because we ain't gonna let you guys do it. You can fly directly into our goddamn state and everything. Damn them people. You can come across this daggone uh, our uh, our
Border.
folks to come in here who take care of our immigration or whatever and let them people coming in this daggone country. We ain't paying no, you don't
No
have to pay no
visa.
daggone visa for no $500. All of that. Something you guys got, there's some problems down there. And you
Okay,
got,
let me go through the ones that you just mentioned. You're talking about an incident that happened a few years ago, which that particular several condominiums that are like 30 towers high or whatever, floors high, that's been around for decades. And we know that there is a flooding going on as far as the takeover of those areas as far as the beaches. The beaches are running up on Miami.
yep,
That's one thing. So therefore, instead of them taking care of that and saying that this building, they need to fix up some kind of way to say that, hey, you're going to have to tear this building down or these buildings down and some kind of way give them some kind of grants, find a grant or whatever, whoever owns it, and say you need to take that somewhere else. However, they was making so well. That's another story. I don't want to go into the details of it because I read up all about it and all that. But the thing is, that was one incident because that's what's going on in Miami. Now, you mentioned the insurance. Well, Florida has been having problems with insurance companies for decades. And, you got companies that in and out here and there because what has happened in the last 15, 20 years? We have had more hurricanes than ever.
correct,
And that's because we live in a tropical state.
correct,
And we're getting hit with those types of things. And so
correct,
therefore, when a hurricane hits, it destroys a lot of companies, businesses, and residents, and what have
correct,
you. So
correct,
those things are part of living in a warmer climate,
correct,
and we live in a tropical state. So,
correct,
and now as far as tourism, our governor has been fighting, and this is a negative part of it, and it's just not with Disney, but one of the companies, one of the main attractions is Disney. What he gets upset about because Disney probably didn't give him folk over no money to his ass, you know, and he's upset with several things about Disney. Number one, they are LGBT freedom. They don't show any bias against those types of people. They don't show any bias, at least to my knowledge, DEI. So and then they have what you call really they run the whole city where they at as a city. And so he pissed off at that. So because they making blue hours of money and a whole lot of tourists come there, and they spend a lot of money. But I think his whole thing was because, you know, they was doing what they want to do, and they was, they're not conservative. Disney is not conservative. They're about the bottom line. They're not conservative. They're not liberal. They're about the bottom line, making money, making movies, doing their attractions, and all of that. So
I have
that's a
a
made up. That's a made up. He has made up, and then as far as the Canadians, that right there is you're right. That was Trump shit. With these illegals and stuff. And we had Florida has been for years, decades, proper decades, has always been a sort of, turn your head on the Canadians as far as that goes. And because they brung in a lot of money. They bought homes, they bought mobile homes, regular homes, and this is their winter homes. And then soon as winter is over, they leave here and go back. They go. They turn off all the electricity. They turn off their cable and all that. And then as soon as winter come back, they do the same. They come right back again. So, which we call snowbirds. So, when you say problems, yeah, of course, those
well, I
things
would. You
are
said y'all didn't
climate.
have any problems, so that's what I was just throwing
We
out.
don't.
What those problems
We
and stuff
don't.
were.
We
Now,
don't.
I got. We about
It
at
I
the
don't
end. We
call
just
I
about at
don't
the end
call
here,
I don't
and
call those things I don't call those things problems. I call those things. I said you was right when it came to the Canadians and undocumented and stuff, but a that was an unwritten rule as far as the Canadians coming here without being harassed and all that. But what I'm saying is that when it comes to when you're talking about weather, hurricanes and what have you, that's a
and I'm
different
trying
scenario.
to and I'm trying to address that issue that I just told you about,
Well,
but
that's not Florida's
you are
problem.
not you are not letting me address that issue and stuff and
That's
everything
not
because I
Florida's
said
issue.
I had an idea, a novel idea and stuff about that whole daggone thing about the insurance cost that is killing the the housing industry and stuff down there in Florida. And
Well, give up your novel idea.
yeah, my novel idea. I got a novel idea. Everybody has been trying to. We understand that Florida has hurricanes that come through. It is a given fact. Yeah, I don't give a crap what happened. The hurricanes is coming through. It's something that is going to happen, and it has nothing to do with the people and stuff there. It has nothing to do with the insurance company or the government or whatever. But if you know something is going to happen, then why not prepare for what is getting ready to happen? My thing was that if I'm sitting down there and I'm the governor of the state of Florida, I'm going to bring together my people, the insurance companies, and the mortgage holders and everybody and stuff down there who has anything to do with housing and bring them together and say, hey, we need to have something, some radical process that we can use and everything to deal with these hurricanes that are coming through there. And my radical process and stuff is to treat your hurricanes and your insurance and stuff like a pension fund for your like you got a pension fund for your teachers and stuff. Everybody donate into that pension fund and everything for your teachers, and you got a huge conglomerate of money that's sitting there and stuff that you are putting into that pot every year to take care of these people's homes. Anybody whose home is destroyed and stuff and everything, they got a big ass pot of money that they can reach into. And I think it'll work. Anyway, we got to go, sir. We about the end of the show.
Oh man, we are in. Okay, then well, we're gonna
Yeah,
talk
we at
about
the end, man.
Georgia's problem.
We almost at the hour.
We're gonna have to talk about Georgia's issues next
Yeah,
time.
well, we talk about Georgia tomorrow. Georgia got some unique problems and everything too. I know they got problems and stuff, ongoing problems and stuff, and a bunch of states around us got some ongoing problems that we're gonna be talking about and dealing with. And but I do know that that the governor here in Georgia and stuff, even though he's a Republican, he's a conservative and stuff and everything, he does he is concerned about the people here in this daggone state. That I can say. He ain't no knucklehead like y'all got down there. He's a
Hey,
conservative man. He's a Republican.
hey,
He's a
hey, I
Republican.
give an amen on that.
Yeah. But y'all better look out because he might be running for president and shit
Who
this
got
next
what
in
we got to look out for?
2028.
Shit, ain't nobody voting for that jackass, bro.
Man, I bet you he gonna run.
Oh, you can run all
I
you
bet
want. Ain't
money
nobody gonna vote for him.
he gonna dump his name in the hat, buddy, in 2028.
Who gives a shit?
Yeah, well, I'm just saying he coming. I don't know if I vote for him or not, but he's coming. Anyway, last word, sir.
They stealing your money.
Y'all heard it from Ted. Bye bye.